I think in about 1 week from now, we are about to see the craziest wave for crypto adoption that the entire space has ever seen. And I think many of our coins will do many multiples specifically on this day, or to be a bit more conservative, a bit more realistic, instead of excited from that point on forward. And of course, the moment that I'm talking about is kind of subdivided in two. We've got two major events happening in about 10 days from now. One is Gary Gensler, the SEC completely revamping as Gary Gensler leaves the office, and a new path for crypto can finally start. That's one thing I'm very excited about that is up and coming in just a few days. And realize that if we're taking a look at XRP, Solana, Cardano, and you can name a ton of different coins, the worst trouble in their entire crypto existence has been because of the SEC. I will note, previously, when Gary Gensler came into office, we thought that was exciting. We were happy for him to get into office because he used to be pro-crypto. But the moment he entered into his position, nothing was further from the truth, as he in some different discussions even kind of tried to state that Bitcoin may have been a security, but it turned to non-security. Ethereum is a security, 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗡, just a lot of nonsensical stuff. But the moment that he, very shortly now, leaves the agency and it gets a revamp under something we'll talk about in a second, that could start a whole new wave. And many people come up with this concept of saying, buy the rumors, sell the news. I think it's BS. I think that is the biggest load of crap that they're trying to force down your throat. And that all makes sense when we get to point number two, which of course, if any of you guys have been paying attention, you already know. By the way, make sure you press that like button if you haven't done it yet. Of course, I'm talking about Trump. Now, over the past hours, days, maybe even weeks, the amount of theories I've seen about Trump entering office and everything falling like crazy is pretty high. And I get it. I really do. The main reason I think people are going this route is because they're thinking, you know what, I gotta make sure that everybody knows that I told them it was gonna fall, or you see, Trump. But in the reality of things, if I look back to Trump winning the election, right? If we look back, it was mostly already known by most people that he was probably gonna win. I wouldn't say it was a guarantee, but probably. You know what most people said? The moment that he wins, people have been hyping it up. People have been betting a lot of money on that. The moment that he does win, things are gonna start crashing. You know what they did? Bitcoin from there on forward just went up and up and up and up, made new all-time high after new all-time high after new all-time high. No breaks. And when I think back of that situation, at that point they started saying, right, just before that they said, no, the moment he actually wins, that's when we sell the news. And now they're trying to say, no, the moment that he actually enters office, they're going to sell the news. But I've been thinking about this for a while. And you could kind of consider this for all the coins I just mentioned, XRP, XLM, Solana. A lot of coins partially based in the US. You know, those have a really big advantage, but also just any coin that has scrutiny with the SEC, etc. Those are all mostly privileged right now. But what I was trying to say is that if you think about it, why would people sell the news on a new bullish chapter opening up? And that does not mean, this is just my theory, right? That does not mean that Trump won't have negative sides when it comes to the crypto space. That does not mean the moment he enters the office that everything for crypto is all of a sudden going to be plus. But if we now think, what has been the biggest negative force? The government, U.S. government trying to sell was this week's biggest news, negative news. Well, that's gone. The SEC doing their dumb stuff with crypto exchanges and with crypto projects. Well, that's gone. What else is there that's that negative? Well, China, Russia. But think about it. The moment that Trump enters office and he's really like, hey, you know what? We want to make these crypto reserves. We want to give crypto companies like Ripple the chance to get some tax benefits, or people who buy this crypto get some tax benefits. We want to make sure that crypto is centered here. China, Russia, India, you name it. They'll all try to compete. Even Europe might have to relax their rules a bit to make sure they can compete on this level. And so I don't really understand why this would be a buy the rumor, sell the news, instead of more a, if he really comes in and he says yes towards crypto and he's not just full of crap, because that could be, But why would he be when he also is launching his own crypto projects, doing stuff with NFTs, etc.? But if he says, hey, I'm really going to set this through, I think that people should mostly just be afraid of the crazy spike and move in cryptos that we're about to see. But that's also something I have to relay back. I think from current prices right now, we're going to see some crazy multiples, meaning I think Bitcoin will go above $200,000 this cycle. I think maybe $240,000 to just name a number. But a quick burst towards 120,000, I think, will also happen not too long from now. But you got to consider that somewhere between now and August, for example, maybe November, that has to happen, right? There could be a big catalyst, like, for example, Trump entering office, but most likely it will happen significantly later. Understand that even if it is a buy the rumor, sell the news, most likely, pretty quickly afterwards, the golden opportunity is there. If people try to sell this news, we buy in like crazy because we have seen the numbers. We have seen the charts. We understand that generally speaking here, regardless of what happens in the short term, we know where we will be ending up because it usually always happens like that for Bitcoin every single year, every single cycle. So right now, selling because we've hit the highest point, in my opinion, is not in the order because it's just like saying it right here, right? This is, for example, back in the early parts of 2024. A lot of people were thinking, no, this is where we sell. This is where we keep going down. They thought the bull market was over. It was the stupidest bull market ever because we went down a lot. But then now in hindsight, if you sold right there, yeah, if you bought the dip, cool. But generally speaking, if you sold right there, you sold at 70,000. Right now, sitting at 94, we're feeling bearish. You kind of feel like a fool, right? Because we hit some crazier numbers right now. And I kind of feel like right now we're still, if we look back at 2021, in like the lower areas, let's just call it like $30,000 or so. When later on, we're going to see that $69,000 mark. So even if the exact Trump event is not it, it does open the chapter for either a new statement from him, a new something along those lines, a new partnership from his side, or a new openness, we don't know, for finally seeing that next leg up. Because I would say this leg up, this crazy surge, partially came because he was approved. I can't credit everything to him, but maybe some of the additional hype happened. I would say a lot of the ETF volume is attributed to it because the moment that an ex-US president, and most likely current one or upcoming one, vouches for the space and gets elected, I would say that makes sense for people to have some confidence that this area is not a full-on scam, or at least that it's not going to be gone for the foreseeable future, allowing a lot of these guys to invest. Because remember, Trump is president to one extent, sure, but a freaking businessman on the other. So if he's vouching for it, he holds crypto, not significant amounts, but hey, he's vouching for it at least. People do look into that thinking, you know what? He's biased. We all get that. But if he's a person now, even now at these times saying, nope, stay away, it's bad, the country will yada yada, right? He's still a businessman at the end of the day, and these guys also realize that. Anyway, my point was just that I've seen so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, over the last few weeks of people saying, no, the moment that Trump comes in, it's going to be a massive buy the rumor, sell the news, and that point is sell the news. I think it's the opposite. I think the moment that he says something bullish about crypto, but even just the moment he gets elected, since crypto is going to change so much, also from part one, the SEC changing up, that it's just going to set the ball rolling for just crazier adoption wave, crazier statements all around the world. The only thing that I think where letdowns potentially is if they say, no, we can't do the reserve, the SEC gets worse for some reason, or things of that sort. That a lot of the statements we right now took for granted, SEC getting better, a reserve potentially getting made, and things like that, if they all get reversed or they're more negative than expected, I kind of believe that might cause some sell-offs or some fear moments or just some sell the news type of effects. But generally speaking here, I think it starts a new chapter, a more bullish one, even though it might take a little bit of time to season in the pan, if you know what I mean. I think it's going to start a new chapter. I think it's going to be amazing, and especially for some of the coins that right now had trouble with the SEC. But hey, what do I know, right? That's just my opinion on the matter. Remember though, this is probably not the end of the cycle. This is probably not even close to the end of the cycle. And if you kind of consider that, you start thinking about it. If we've still got like a 2x to go on Bitcoin, the amount of X's we've got going on for altcoins is even more severe. They're not even more crazy. You need some time to see all that as well. The run ain't over here. So by that idea, even if we do sell the news the moment that Trump gets in, what is going to be that big influx that's going to cause us to get the next leg up? What else can have such severity? What announcement could come out that's going to make people so excited that Bitcoin could trend to just $200,000 off of that? I do wonder what it's going to be. Maybe that the Bitcoin becomes the official currency of the moon. I don't know. Something crazy maybe. And the same for a lot of other coins. I know the journey and I know where we're headed. I should say I know where the journey is headed. I don't know how long the journey is going to last, but I'm happy to be on the ride. That's about it for this little crypto update, though. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there because we still got about a week to go, but I think it's nice to be prepared for whatever's going to happen here. That's about it. Make sure you put that notification bell on so you never miss out on another video. And if you want to trade, I've got a couple of links down below. Check them out if you want to.